Well, the train is just on its way in now as another Premier League day begins on Saturday the 24th of November 2012 now. Well, I'm in Liverpool city centre at the moment, just outside Lime Street station, with a connecting train departing in a few minutes. Well, I've just got off at Warrington Central Station. I'm in Warrington at the moment, and I'm walking across town to the other station that serves Warrington, which is Bank Quay. And then I'll tell you the next step of the journey when we get there. Okay, so let's go. Well, yes, we are now at Warrington Bank Quay station on the West Coast Main Line, as you can probably see with this freight train leaving. Now it goes heading to the north, which is what we'll be doing from this same platform in 5 minutes' time. Indeed, Unilever have a factory that overlooks the station. Well, this is our train just in now. It's off to Scotland, but we're going just one station northbound to Wigan. That's our destination today, or at least for the lunchtime kick-off.
Arriving at Wigan North Western. Please take care when leaving the train.
Well, here we are. We finally made it to Wigan, and today we're only going to be here for an hour or so, but we're going to have a look at the JJB Stadium, now the DW Stadium, the home of Wigan Athletic, one of the Barclays Premier League 20 members. So let's go. Well, Wigan actually have a home game today in the Premier League versus Reading, and I've seen a few of the visiting Royals from the south of England already up here, just on and just after getting off the train. So I might show one of them just to prove it, although it's 12:30 and they don't kick off till 3 and we'll be gone by then. So we're only going briefly to the stadium for a bit, and it'll be 2 hours before kick-off, so you'll only see a few fans, I would have thought. Yep, there's a Royal, a Reading fan, travelling from the south to here, enjoying the sights of the northwest of England, and in particular Wigan. Taking some pictures there. Well, the town of Wigan is famous for several things. Most notably, though, is one of its own heroes, George Formby, the ukulele guy, and the site of Wigan Pier, the latter of which still exists today, and part of it is right in front of your eyes. I like this building, especially the way the canal via 2 tunnels cuts underneath it. It's very good, that. And it's also the basis of where we joined the canal. 20-1 and just a few minutes to go until the lunchtime kick-off begins in the Barclays Premier League. And it's between Sunderland, struggling towards the bottom end of the table, at home to high-flying West Brom. They're enjoying some wonderful days. They're just 5 points off the top of the table. They're in a top 4 spot. Can they keep their amazing run going? Or can Sunderland keep their own momentum after that win at Fulham last week? We'll find out as the players come out of the tunnel at the Stadium of Light. Once again, I assume, this time I can't hear it though, to Prokofiev start to the Knights. Then you'll hear the Premier League jingle, and then it'll be time for kick-off. Yeah, this balcony that I'm on is actually built right over the canal. And I'm sure on a summer's day or summer's evening, just sitting on one of these benches sipping a beer would end the perfect day. Although late November, it's a bit too cold. Another day, another wide-bodied jet there, either just taking off from or just circling before arriving into Manchester. We're a good 30 miles from Ringway here, but you can still see the planes. Quite amusing actually. This guy on the left that definitely looks like a suspicious character, or did, I've now only just established. He's actually an inanimate object, a statue. And I'm confident that not everyone that lives in Wigan is quite as miserable as he is. Okay, let's give you a quick report from the early opening minutes of this match at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 0, West Brom 0. West Brom possibly starting the better so far, from what I've heard. Not quite a sell-out the Stadium of Light. West Brom have brought a good following though. Up in the gods, at the top of one of the high stands, so I hear. Well, this match is one of 6 today in the Barclays Premier League. There's 4 at 3 o'clock, 3 of which are from the northwest of England, and 1 from the Midlands. There's this game, well, near here, Wigan versus Reading. There's Man United QPR, Stoke Fulham, and Everton Norwich, which I'll be listening to. And the evening match is Aston Villa Arsenal. And Sunday tomorrow also promises to be a big day with another 4 games. Well, it's a modern ground, and along with Reading's Merseyside Stadium, who ironically are today's opponents, it's the only other Premier League ground that also regularly hosts rugby games. And it is just over there. That is the JJB Stadium, or the DW Stadium as it's now called. Yeah, I still haven't got used to the new name. Well, this is the car park, one of the match day ones, and a couple of Wigan fans there in the middle of the shop. It's probably one of the only grounds that doesn't completely fill up every single week. Well, despite still being nearly 2 hours away from kick-off, quite a lot of the Latics have already got here. As I've said before, a Premier League game isn't just a game of football. If you're a fan, it's a whole day out and an experience to savour. Because the Premier League is the best league in the world. Well, we're now just approaching the ground. Let me show you a full view of it. There we go, that's the East Stand, the Boston Stand as it's called, and the South Stand to the left. And let's just zoom into a few of the seats. And just above them is where the commentators will commentate from. Few people have already got there. So here we are at the DW Stadium. And hopefully I won't say JJB anymore. And over here, outside Wigan Athletics DW Stadium, where the players and the fans are already starting to arrive. Well, a friendly atmosphere here at the DW. A couple of the Wigan players have just been signing autographs. They've just got here, dressed, suited and booted, ahead of their kick-off. There's a cameraman and a number of fans from both clubs waiting. Presumably more players are coming. It's also friendly. Yeah, amongst the players that I know are Franco De Santo, the curly-haired guy, and the dark-skinned Ali Al-Habsi. They're just signing autographs now. Yeah, and a few more are coming now. The guy on the far right, the dark-skinned guy, that's Ali Al-Habsi, the goalkeeper. A Man international. You can get a better view from this angle. The guy with the crazy hair in the middle there, Aruna Kone, who's been banging in the goals for them this season. The guy on the left, one of the other players, can't recognise him. And a few more there. Yeah, there's Kone on the left. Forgive me for my lack of knowledge of Wigan's squad, but what's great is it's probably the only Premier League team where this is possible. They're not just chauffeured behind an iron wall of security like the other teams. Well, we're now on our way back to the station. By the way, we're already nearly at the half-hour mark in this match. I've almost forgotten about it. In fact, I've not even reported on it since the opening minutes. Oh my God! What a goal from West Brom just now. Gira, the Hungarian, Zoltan Gira with a stunner. I'm stunned. You can't write a script like that. There hadn't been that much in the first half an hour. And now, West Brom ahead with a wonder goal. Sunderland 0, West Brom 1, and their great start to the season continues. What a goal. So there you go. John O'Shea had got a yellow card, almost got sent off, but Shane Long, who he thought he fouled, actually got booked for diving. That was about all in terms of interesting action that had happened in the first half an hour. So although I'd missed most of the first 30 minutes because I was more interested in seeing the stadium and the players, just when we got the radio back on, the first goal does go in. So West Brom winning at Sunderland, game on, let's go. So as we walk along the many canals of Wigan, there are 10 minutes till half time. Sunderland have already had one chance to try and equalise from John O'Shea, the centre half of all people, but it didn't come to anything this time. And apparently Sunderland haven't played badly, and West Brom's only serious chance was their goal. Not only are they playing well, but Lady Luck is on the baggy side. Indeed, there's nothing like life on the canals. Well, we're now back at Wigan North Western, and after an hour here in the town, we're getting the train back. So as the train comes in, there it is. So it's half time in a few minutes, and it will be half time just when we board the train near enough, and then I think there's been a second goal, you know. Here's our train. I think it might be 2-0 West Brom, but I'll have to confirm in a minute. I'm not sure. Well, we'll find out later.
Approach to Warrington.
Well, as you can see, I'm now back at Warrington Bank Quay, and the train I've just got off is just leaving behind me. Yes, West Brom did get a second before half-time. I don't know the scorer, but we thought we heard it as we were about to board the train at Wigan. It is Sunderland 0, West Brom 2 at half-time, and Sunderland have a mountain to climb. Personally, I think the 3 points have already gone. Difficult time for Sunderland, but West Brom enjoying some of their best days at the moment. Well, the second half is now underway. And I've just found out that it was Shane Long with that killer second right at the end of the first half, and Mignolet made an error apparently that led to it. So I'll talk more when we get onto the road. Oh dear. It was already 2-0 to West Brom, and a good save from the Sunderland keepers narrowly prevented it from being 3. They are in trouble at the moment. And this afternoon's attendance is 36,390, which, considering several factors, is pretty good. The weather, the general poor performances of the team in recent weeks, the fixture, prices, size of the stadium, all those sorts of things. So about 55 minutes gone, and Sunderland don't look any closer to getting back into this contest at the moment, but there's still time. They scored 3 inside 20 minutes in the second half of Fulham. They can do it again. The Black Cats must be positive. Chance. Stephen Fletcher just over the bar with a header. Well, I've come this way, but I'm starting to get the impression it doesn't really lead anywhere. So yeah, I think we'll turn round. Just crossing the road there. And more disused railways. Let's turn back. Nearly an hour gone now. An hour gone, and there's still very little happening for Sunderland. Not enough positivity at the moment. They must keep plugging away. Leak. Well, now's the last 20 minutes, and Sunderland are still battling on hard to try and at least give themselves some hope. But as yet, it's still 2-0 to the visitors. Sunderland have hope. A deflected goal has put the Black Cats back into it. West Brom 2-1 up. Still in control, but game on. And we've got 15 minutes left. Just a bit over 15 minutes, I think. So Sunderland 1, West Brom 2. Whew. As we go over the bridge. As we continue the magical mystery tour. Let me tell you, that goal has definitely lifted the home fans. We've got atmosphere now. So, can Sunderland get that equaliser? Or will West Brom kill them off? Or hold on? Less than an hour until the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Not long to go here. The game is in the boiling pot. About 10 minutes to go. We're just going to walk through a few more streets and then we'll be back at Warrington Central. Well, we're nearly back at Warrington Central Station now and we're getting a train back to Merseyside, which is where we'll listen to Everton Norwich. Just 5 minutes of normal time left here. Well, we're just approaching Warrington Central Station in a minute or so. Nearly back now. Well, let me just tell you, there's been a fourth goal, and it's a goal that guarantees that the points go back to the Midlands. Liam Ridgewell brought down the West Brom player, and Lukaku has come on, dispatched the penalty, and it's Sunderland 1, West Brom 3. Just a few minutes to go, but it's game over in my opinion. And I'm about to get a train, so I'll see you later on. But a good game. 4 goals, no complaints. Good lunchtime game today. Well, here comes our train. But I spoke too soon because Sunderland have just got back in it and there's still 3 minutes of normal time left. Fletcher, I think it was, after the first shot was saved. Sunderland 2, West Brom 3. Game on. Earlier on, when I said there was 5 minutes left before we even got to the station, I was mistaken. There was actually still 10 minutes left. And it was immediately after that that West Brom got that penalty when I was just pretty much approaching the station. Then I told you about it on the platform, and then Sunderland got their second goal. We're now into stoppage time, 4 minutes of it. It's not over yet. What a game this has turned out to be. Sunderland almost equalised, then Lukaku hit the post on the counter for West Brom, and Sunderland have almost equalised the game. But I think that's it now. But what a game, what an advert for the Premier League. I honestly don't believe it. There has been a 6th goal now. Unfortunately for Sunderland fans, it's one that finally kills them off once and for all. Lukaku again. West Brom are going to win 4-2. What a game. But West Brom now finally have the points in the bag. Well, the grand old team anthem of Everton FC rings round Goodison Park ahead of their 3 o'clock game with Norwich, which I'm listening to. And I'm just waiting to hear the beginning of Z-Cars, the theme that was originally from a 1960s TV programme, but suits Everton to a T. It's a perfect theme, and it really does epitomise the spirit of Everton, the People's Club as they call them. Of course, I visited there just a few weeks ago if you were watching that episode. Well, Z-Cars is ringing round the ground now with pride as the players come out the tunnel. And now it's a Premier League jingle. Goodison Park is ready for a good game, and it's a long trip for Norwich from the east to the west. It's actually the most eastern ground in the Premier League, away to the second most westerly after Swansea, if I'm not mistaken, although most seasons they have been the most westerly, if you get my drift. Almost 3 o'clock, let's get it on. Well, the train is coming in behind me and we're underway. It's 3 o'clock. I'm spending the first 10 minutes of the game listening to this as I get the train to Lime Street, then we'll walk around Liverpool till half time and so on. So let's get it. Well, we're now in Liverpool. We've just left Lime Street Station and there's been an early goal, I think, from what I heard, but I don't know for what team yet. So as soon as I know, I'll let you know. First, I'm going to cross the road. Go. Yeah, I can confirm it was Everton that got the early goal, I think. So we think it's Everton 1, Norwich 0. We're not certain though. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around the eastern and southern end of Liverpool city centre, roughly. Yeah, I can 100% confirm it was Everton. Oviedo was the man that got Everton's goal, I think. But yeah, definitely Everton 1-0 in this game. and as soon as we know anything from the other three, I'll let you know. Firstly though, I'm going to cross the road. Well, these streets we're in at the moment, which are very much on the outskirts of Liverpool city centre, mainly have pubs and bars and also student housing amongst other things. Yeah, you can see the Anglican Cathedral in the distance. We'll try and have a look at that at some point. Everton, definitely the brighter team so far today, and the goal reflects it. But Norwich are coming back into it. They're on good form too. Well, you can't write Norwich off as a threat. They nearly equalised a minute ago. 25 minutes in now. Right, we have a second goal in the Premier League. It's not in this game. It's Charlie Adam, the Stoke midfielder. He's now scored 2 in 2 home games. Yes, Stoke 1, Fulham 0 there. And there it is. The Anglican Cathedral. It's so big that I can barely fit it on my camera. What a shot. What a sight. Well, what we've decided to do is just walk around the whole perimeter of the cathedral. There it is. Just through the fence there, yeah. Now the corner. And we're now walking along the, I don't know, either the east or the south side. With all that down there are the gardens. I think they're called St James's Gardens, but don't quote me on it. Higher up though, a great view of the main tower. Well, we're now 35 minutes into this, 10 minutes till half time, just 2 goals in 4 Premier League games at the moment, including one of them in this match. And as for the gardens, I might go for a walk through there later on in the season. I might even go into the cathedral, I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. And we're now at what I think is the southeast corner. So yes, it was the east side we was on, now it's the south side. I think I've just reorientated myself. And there's been a goal in another Premier League game. And the game between Manchester United and QPR is the only one that's 0-0 at the moment. It's not there. It's a ground we saw just a couple of hours ago. The Wigan players were arriving, weren't they, ahead of their game with Reading. Well, they're not doing the business at the moment because Reading are ahead through an own goal. Wigan 0, Reading 1. And the few Royals that we saw up there are the ones celebrating at the moment. Well, as we approach the southwest corner, another good view of the cathedral. And we're just a few minutes, about 5 minutes from half time now, I think. And the weather is getting worse. It's not helping the camera. So I'm just going to say now, I think we're going to switch the camera off. And I'll switch it on this evening during the Aston Villa Arsenal game, which I'll be listening to. And I'll give some updates then, okay? So yeah. Okay, confirmed half time. Everton 1, Norwich 0. And Stoke are beating Fulham and Reading are winning at Wigan. And that's all there is at half time as far as we know. See you in a bit. Well, as the rain continues to pelt down over us, I can tell you that the evening game between Aston Villa and Arsenal has finished as a drab 0-0 draw. A result that doesn't help either team that much, especially Arsenal. But as for the 3 o'clock games, they were interesting enough. Firstly, we know about the lunchtime match. That was Sunderland 2, West Brom 4. The 3 o'clock games ended as follows. Remember earlier on we was at Wigan there? Well, Reading took the lead, Wigan equalised, Wigan went 2-1 up, Reading equalised and Wigan won it in the last minute of the match. QPR took a shock 1-0 lead at Old Trafford early in the second half, but United blitzed them with 3 goals in 10 minutes and won 3-1. Also, Stoke won 1-0 with that first half winner from Charlie Adam, a bit like with the QPR home game a couple of weeks earlier. And the other match was at Everton, that game we were listening to. Everton were ahead earlier on. Well, guess what? Norwich battled hard in the second half. They were very good in the second half and they deservedly got an equaliser through Grant Holt right at the end. So it finished Everton and Norwich 1 apiece. There's more games to come tomorrow. Bye for now. Well, it may be late November, it may be cold, but it's a beautiful sunny day and a great day for Premier League football. Well, today's game is Swansea City versus Liverpool. It's a half-1 kick-off and we're going to be listening to all of it. In the first half, I'm going to be going and playing a little bit of golf. Well, driving range at least. hit a few golf balls and make a few putts, and then I'm going to get in the car during half time, and I've got a nice walk in a place called Mere planned for the second half, so it should be good. Anyway, the game has now kicked off. Let's get it underway. Brendan Rodgers returning to Swansea, where I had some great times a couple of years ago, so we're in for some good action. Well, we are now at the driving range. I'm just about to leave my car and shut it. There you go. And those are the clubs which I'll be using. And the driving range is just over there. Well, actually, the putting green is on the left, the driving range is more towards the right. So let's get to it. Well, we've now made it to the driving range. We found ourselves a bay. So let's hit some balls. Yeah, we are quite near the flight path of Liverpool Airport here. Let me just show you the driving range close up. There it is. And that's what we'll be playing onto. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we're 15 minutes in and it's still 0-0, but a bright start from both teams. Well, about half an hour gone. It's still 0-0, but both sides have had good chances. Well, we've got about 10 minutes till half time, but Liverpool have just smashed the post through Raheem Sterling, and even more recently Jose Enrique has actually scored, but it's been chalked off for offside, so Liverpool have come very close to scoring twice. Well, we're now back at the car, so let's put the clubs in the boot and depart. Ooh. There we are. Oh, get in there. Oh, I'll do it. There you go, there you go. A lot of crap in there, I know. So let's depart. Okay? We're off to the next destination. Well, it's half time and I'm just driving from the driving range to Mere for the second half. Well, we've now made it to Mere and I've just had a bit of lunch. We're already past the hour mark, in fact, so I'll be listening to just the final half an hour. So let's go. Well, do forgive me for not bringing you the first 15 minutes of the second half, and hopefully you will when I tell you that there haven't been any goals. Both sets of fans are loud and passionate, though. You've got to give Swansea Liverpool supporters credit. Oh yeah. We're 63 minutes in now to be precise, and it is still goalless. Hopefully it won't finish 0-0 though. Well, the centrepiece for Abbeymere is this beautiful quaint lake which I'm just coming up to. Yeah, all the seagulls and swans and what have you already congregating, probably expecting me or someone like me to feed them. Sadly for them, I haven't got any bread. I might have done about 20 minutes ago before I ate into my sandwich, but that's gone now. So yeah, we'll have a closer look in a minute, but basically there it is. Yes, and sounds like a waterfall, something going on down there. But you know, just see a bit of it. Actually a tunnel, I think. Well, I'm just going to show you a omnidirectional, complete shot of the area. So yeah, as we approach the lake, you can see the full extent of the size of it. Really, really wonderful this, I like it. A lot of birds out in the lake this afternoon, and there you go. And even a house on top of the hill, just to add to it. There you go. Well, it really is starting to get cold now, so I'm going to keep on moving. But yeah, it's wonderful down here. Very cute, very innocent. Just what I love, you know, nature in progress. It is almost frustrating really, because it's a good game. Both sides have had a number of attempts on target, but a combination of goalkeeping saves, defensive blocks, the post, the crossbar, disallowed goals, everything has denied a score so far. And at the same time as being great, it does have 0-0 written all over it at the moment. Well, the stream is over there, and we are about to cross over it. There we go. And it does continue that side. And we're coming up to an annoyingly busy road junction, especially for a pedestrian like me, and the risk of being splashed by the cars. Look at that. Oh god, it's been raining a lot, but it is the autumn, and it does rain and flood a lot in the autumn in our country. Better pull over for a minute, join you in a sec. Well, you can see the stream there flowing from right to left as I move the camera from left to right, and there is that busy junction again. So let's go. Not certain where it goes actually straight ahead, but it doesn't matter because we're going left. We're now well into the final 20 minutes. Liverpool have just had a corner, but it's still stalemate here. And Liverpool still haven't scored against Swansea in nearly 3 full Premier League meetings. It's an atrocious record for them. Well, we're now coming up to a bridge over the M53 motorway as we reach the last 15 minutes of the match. Well, I'm going to be a bit brief when showing you this because I haven't got that much time to stick around. But as for the weather, it might be cold, but at least it's sunny. Well, at least there's blue skies and no rain, unlike at Swansea where it is raining. So a wet South Wales. There you go. Pine trees on the left particularly make this quite attractive setting. There you go. Shot of the southbound motorway there, very good. And there's a quick shot of the northbound side as I turn back and continue this way. And it may be afternoon, but there is a nearly full moon in prospect, as you can see. I'm slowly zooming into there. Werewolf time. Well, I'll be brutally honest with you. I wish there were still 50 minutes left, because at least that would dramatically decrease the chances of a goalless draw being the reality. And with less than 10 minutes of normal time, it's becoming ever more prevalent, ever more realistic a chance that it could be goalless. Hopefully someone will win it late on though. Another shot by Swansea, another save by Pepe Reina as the clock ticks on. Yeah, from this angle we can get quite a good view back towards that notorious T-junction I was at earlier. Let me just stop and zoom in there. And there it is. And that monument thing in the middle. Yeah, I'll have a closer look at that in a minute. Alright. Well, for any people that are interested, Fox's Wood is the name of this location. And there it is. Right, let's carry on. We're now at that junction again. And let me just zoom into that guy. It's like an old fountain, isn't it? Hello. I am more than 400 years old. No, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. Now shut up. Well, it looks like a notice board for All Saints Church, Thornton Huff. But the village of Thornton Huff is like 3 miles away from here, so I've got no idea what it's doing in this spot. Well, we are less than 5 minutes from the end of the game all of a sudden, and still neither team can make a breakthrough. It looks like they all might just duck out for a point. Yeah, a lot of wading ducks around this area, at least 30 of them according to the sign. So, as the minutes tick away, I must say, there has been a lot of chances for both teams throughout the game, but more of the serious, clear-cut chances, in my opinion, have been in the first half. Raheem Sterling hit the crossbar, and Enrique had a goal disallowed for Liverpool, both before the break. It's mainly just been shots that have been saved by the goalkeeper, or blocked shots in the second half, but yeah, I'm still hoping a goal will be scored, although time is running out. Now we can see the waterfall. That was the source of the noise, right beneath our very feet. And as we drive up here, one final shot of the lake for you. There it is. Yeah. Okie dokie. Nearly back now. Well, we're almost back now. Just 30 or so metres away from the car. Well, yeah. At least that's what I think the sign means. And you know what? It's quite appropriate really, because my car really was about 30 metres away from that sign. And here we are. Yeah, so 89th minute by the way now, last minute of normal time. So we're going to get in the car and then listen to the just the stoppage time inside. And it looks like that was going to be it. So yes, goodbye from Raby Mere.
The London derby between Spurs.
Well, I can confirm that it did finish Swansea City 0, Liverpool 0. Just finished a couple of minutes ago. It was a good game, a lot of chances, but unfortunately no goals today. But a useful point for both teams. And it is goalless after half an hour in the Southampton-Newcastle United game. Chelsea, Man City and Tottenham West Ham are the 4 o'clock kickoffs. Thank you for now though. I'll see you next week.